Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ika Maryati, NPM 1821220074, and I come from B class. So here I want to deliver the draft of research proposal, and the title is a correlational study between students' reading habit and their writing skills. So the first one, there are a background. In Indonesian curriculum, the four English skills are the focus of English teaching. Those four skills are reading, listening, speaking, and writing. As the basic of communication, those skills should be learned by students. Those skills are important to be mastered. However, reading and writing seems to be given priority at the implementation. This might be that reading and writing are more being used to the fact, and the test or national examination could be the evidence of this. And writing is one of the most important things in the learning process and also in communication. The students can express their feelings and thoughts with their writing ability. According to Mahyar, S.Pd and Kalisa, writing skill is also one of the highest levels of communication skills because only people who truly have great attention to the knowledge progress that can understand the nature of writing. Besides, writing is not only the process of arranging the alphabets into words or sentences, but it also about expressing people's idea in the written text. And every student should have a reading habit to improve their knowledge. Kalisa in 2018 argued that extensive reading leads to greater writing proficiency. By reading much, the students will get numerous vocabularies. Clearly, the good acquisition of vocabularies will ease and help them in writing skills. And each student has different learning habit, including in the reading. And also, each student has different writing skills. With this research, the researcher will know the correlation between reading habit and their writing skills. The next one is research questions. The research question for this research is there any correlation between students' reading habit and their writing skill? The next one is operational definition. There are two variables in it. The first one is reading habit and the second one is writing skill. Reading habit can be defined as repeated and habitual action in the reading, and it refers to the behavior. Reading habit refers to the automatic process as the reader read. And the next one is writing skills. Writing is anything of product in a written way. So here, writing skills means that the skills of writing on the students at SMAN 1 Cihaurwati at the grade of 10th. The next one is the aims of the research. The aim of this research is to find out the correlation between reading habit and their writing skill. And then the next one is the use of the research. This research finding is expected to be used as the consideration to conduct the future research and also can be used as a reference for another research in the future. The next one is a literature review, and the first one is general concept of reading habit. There are 3 points in it. The first one is definition of reading. Reading is the process of gain information and understanding a written text. So according to Patel and Jain, S.Pd and Kalisa states that reading is purposed to comprehend the significance of printed words into writing symbols. It is an active process which consists of word acknowledgement, and comprehension skills. And the next one is definition of reading habit. Sankeo says reading habit refers to the behavior which express the likeness of reading and tastes of reading. The next one is aspect of a reading habit. According to Kesar, Gona, and Gonzalez in 2010, there are 6 aspects of reading habit. The first one is reading frequency. The frequency that the person reports to read books in their spare time. The second one is book read. This means that how many books that person reports having read in the last 3 months. 3 months. And the next one is time spent on academic reading. It means that the time that the person reports to devote to reading books on their study subject. And the next one is time spent on non-academic reading. This means is the time that the person reports of to devote to reading books that are not directly related to the subject of their studies. And the next one is motivation in the family environment. It is often reported by the person on the per case of book recommending book and reading interest in the family. And the last one is motivation in the academic environment. The frequency the students reports on the teacher using activities to promote contact with psychology literature. Next one is general concept of writing ability. There are 3 points in it. The first one is definition of writing. Writing is the process of write the symbol or thoughts. Mahyar states that writing is a process of acquiring idea and composing something into written form. And the next one is a definition of writing skill. Writing ability or writing skills is defined as a specific skill which helps writers put their thoughts into words in a meaningful form to mentally interact with the message. And the next one is the steps in writing. Written and public reveal that there are some processes of writing which consist of the first is pre-writing, and this step comprise the activities such as taking consideration towards the audience or the readers, discovering ideas, narrowing the topic through brainstorming, determining a controlling idea, selecting the supporting idea, and organizing the idea in a logical way. And the second one is drafting. These steps refers to the activity in which individuals start to write their ideas down into a piece of paper to form a paragraph. And the next one is revising. This step constitutes the activity in which individuals revise their composition in order that the ideas are communicated plausibly and can be understood by readers. And the last one is editing. This step refers to the activity in which individuals recheck the composition in terms of its grammar, punctuation, and spelling. Next one is the research method. The researcher will use the correlational method in quantitative research because the researcher would find the correlation between one variable to another. This method can measure the correlation from student score. A person's product moment will be used to measure the correlation between 2 variables. The researcher decided to use Pearson to measure the correlation between reading habit and writing skills. And the next point is population and sample. The first one is population. According to Arikunto, population is the overall research subject, and the population of this study is the students of SMAN 1 Cihurbeti, and the population focused on the first-year students of SMAN 1 Cihurbeti in academic year 2020 2021. And the sample, only 40 students will be chosen to be the sample of this research. The researcher will use random sampling. According to Sugiono, it is called random sampling technique because it is done randomly without categorizing anything in the population, which means every member of population has equal opportunity to be a participant of the research. The next one is time and place of the research. The first, time of the research. The research will be conducted on 2 days in January 2021. The questionnaires will be given on the first day and the writing test will be given on the second day. The place of the research. The research will be conducted at SMAN1 Cihaurbetti. It is located in Jalan Kartawijaya, number 600, Pamukolan, Cihaurbetti, Ciamis. The research will be conducted in the first year students of SMAN1 Cihaurbetti. The next one is research procedures. A quantitative will be the research design, and it uses correlational method in which the variables correlated to each other. In accordance to the research, questionnaires and tests will be used for gain the data, and product moment method, or also known as Pearson product moment, will be used to measure the correlation between two variables. This method can measure the correlation from student scores. The next one is data collection. The first one is use questionnaire. The questionnaire will be handed out to measure the reading habits of first-year students of SMAN1 Cihaurbetti. The total question of the questionnaire are 20 questions. Several items of the questionnaire in this instrument will be adapted from some reliable sources. Last point is data analysis. The first one is to finding the data of the questionnaire. The researcher will use Likert scale. The scores of 20 statements were calculated for each participant. After all participants have their own score, the researcher will search the average result to find that the students have high reading habit or not. And the second one is to finding the data from the test. The researcher will use mean formula to calculate the student's average score. And the last one, to finding the correlation between two variables, the researcher will use Pearson product moment. That's all the draft of a research proposal from me. Thanks for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.